This is a 2006 Subaru Forester. It's a base model with a 4-cylinder engine and a 5-speed manual transmission. My wife purchased this vehicle brand new almost 17 years ago. It predates our relationship. We went on our first date in this vehicle. We drove our newborn children home from the hospital in this vehicle. Currently, it has 164,021 miles on it, and it's due for an oil change. And this video is not about a car. This just happens to be what I'm doing today. I have made one video a day for the past 31 days. This is my 31st video in a row. My tripod is broken. It won't bend up anymore, so I have to bend down to meet it. I need to get a new tripod at some point. Anyways, 31 videos. We were coming out of April into May, and it was still cold out, and I was just feeling cold, maybe depressed, anxious. The move, the life change, the anxiety of that hits me in waves at times, and I was feeling pretty bogged down. And so for some reason I thought maybe doing something regular, some sort of ritual, something that's just mine and creative might help pull me out of that funk. And that's when I came up with the idea of doing daily videos, because I'd been getting pretty lazy about making videos at all, and I thought maybe I should do the opposite and just crank them out day after day after day, make a video. And Shuva was more than supportive of that, and as a matter of fact told me, yes, you're going to do that, and wouldn't let me get away with anything else at the point that I mentioned that. So here it is. I managed to do it, I managed to stick with it, and I'm happy with that. And there certainly is a few things that I've learned while doing this experiment, this challenge. A lot of lessons learned along the way. So the first thing I learned, not surprisingly, was to not overthink it. I had to accept the fact that I wasn't going to make a masterpiece each and every day, and likewise, in making a video once every week or once every 2 weeks, I still wasn't making a masterpiece. I was just overthinking it all along. And just get out and do it. Hit record, see where it goes. But at the same time, I also learned not to over-film, not to overshoot, not to take at the end of each and every day and have a ton and ton of footage. You got to establish some sort of storyline in your head as you're going and try to get the fewest amount of clips possible in order to accurately convey that story. Now, when it comes to the actual storytelling aspect of it, I am aware that I'm still lacking. A beginning, a middle, an end, something that needs to be resolved. I don't necessarily achieve that each and every day. The one thing I was kind of comparing, oh, here comes the rain. That's why I'm in here doing this today. So the one thing I was thinking about in terms of what I was doing and the people watching it was, I was on a very, very small scale. I was thinking about it in terms of like talk shows, or as we say in South Dakota, chat shows. Wow. It's not that it has to be good each and every time. If you watch the Tonight Show or something like that, it's the ritual, it's that it exists. It's simply celebrated by nature of it being on. Price is Right. Think of it, for example. You like it because it's there. That doesn't mean it's great each and every time. It's just there. Again, I know it's kind of silly to think of a small YouTube channel like mine as to compare it to a talk show. That's just the mindset I had to put myself in to get more comfortable with the idea of putting out a video every day. Right there, is that it's a matter of just being there. And once you do that, then you start to think more about the video itself. Most importantly for me, making a video every day pushed me to make risks, because I had to take the footage that was available that I filmed that day and at the end of the day make that into a video. And having done a version of this before as a job, I was playing it too safe. I was worried about making this or that person upset in a way that I didn't worry about when I realized I'm honestly documenting the day-to-day things that we do on an active farm. So, such as about 3 weeks ago, Shuva clubbed a pocket gopher to death. She caught it, it was still alive, she clubbed it to death.
Got him, but.
Oh,
Okay.
Jesus.
Okay.
I wouldn't have made a video of that before because I would have found that to be, I would have worried that someone would get upset about it, or maybe that's just not so. That's what happened. That's what happened. That's what happens. It's necessary. It's actually the nicest thing you could do if a pocket gopher has been trapped and is not completely dead. I wouldn't have made that into a video before. For better or worse, that's just the way my mind worked. And so I started taking more risks for the sake of making videos, and that's something I should have done a long time ago, and that's something doing videos every day has taught me. That wind outside. I apologize if there is wind noise. I need to get a little microphone at some point maybe, but another time, a couple weeks ago, I was texting with a friend of mine back in Richmond, and we were mainly talking about how in some of the videos it kind of looks like some of the things around here kind of thrown together. And so I joked that maybe I should just do something lame like put a calculator on the fender of a tractor and say that that's a touch screen, something like that. And so then I thought, no, I will do that. And so I put a calculator on the fender of an Oliver tractor, and then I proclaimed that I was the millennial farmer. And that's like one of my most viewed videos ever. And I realized I wouldn't have done that before. It's just not being afraid to take risks, not being afraid to be goofy, not being afraid to honestly document the things that I do every day in a way that I didn't do before. Now, in terms of the things I try not to pay too much attention to, but the info's right there in your face, so you kind of get obsessed with it. Views, watch hours, subscribers. For me, yeah, that all went up a lot, especially the watch hours, because you're just making more hours of things for people to watch. None of it escalated dramatically, and that's by nature of myself not following all the rules the way I should. I need to work on storylines. I need to better do things like, whatever, Instagram, things like that. On the other hand, once you start delving into all that, it becomes more like work. And for me, I'm just doing this for fun for the most part. I am not saying I don't want it to be something bigger, maybe someday. But on the other hand, the first thing for me is it's fun. And so in doing it, though, I did learn that, yes, just doing more is very beneficial. Might as well vacuum it while it's in here. Now, it would be laughable to think in any way I'm offering suggestions or anything when it comes to YouTube channels in general. I'm simply sharing my thoughts on what I learned with what I managed to do successfully, which was make 31 videos in a row, each with a degree of thought put into it, a little bit of production here and there. There are days I completely phoned it in. I know that, and the people who watched it knew it for sure. But I did try even then to put something into each video. It wasn't just some shaky cell phone camera then thrown onto YouTube. There was an element of production put into 31 straight videos in a row, and I'm simply sharing the things I learned from having managed to do that. So I guess the question is, what now? 31 videos done, the month is over. Yeah, what now? Well, I didn't get burned out. I wondered if I would get burned out, but I was actually getting burned out by not making videos, because I enjoy making videos. I just kept waiting for some great idea to never come. It's got to be something good, and even then I wasn't coming up with any good ideas. So it felt good to make it. It's fun for me, so I enjoy doing it every day. Does that mean I'm going to keep doing it every day? Probably not. I did learn if you're driven enough and you want to reach the magic YouTube benchmark, which is 4,000 watch hours, 1,000 subscribers, then yeah, just keep plugging away and you'll get there. I mean, again, you got to be somewhat good, but yeah, you'll get there. But I don't think I want to do that, because that commitment costs you a little bit of sleep, relaxing, watching some TV at night. Maybe the kids are outside playing and I'm working on a video and I should be outside playing with them. That's even happened a couple times. And so the family comes first, the farm comes first. Video is down there. But I'm certainly going to do it more. I don't know what that's going to be. I want to establish a new routine. I'm thinking Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, something like that. I would say 3 a week. That's reasonable. I'm still doing enough to kind of keep my mind in sort of a creative space that I enjoy being in. And so maybe 3 a week, maybe 4, maybe every day at times. But, oh, big lightning. Yeah, I gotta get out of here. This is a perfect example. If I were just changing the oil instead of also trying to make a video, I would have beat that storm. I don't even have a beer fridge in here.